Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of All Around Azure. My name is Jason Hand, and really excited to be here with you on this Thursday. We've got some really cool stuff we're going to be talking about today, doing some Internet of Things topics, as well as a bunch of other cool stuff. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in our guest today. Everybody, please welcome our friend Jasmine Greenaway. How are you, Jasmine?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm really excited for today. We've been talking about doing this for a while, so I think we've got all the kinks worked out. And how are things?
Things are great, but at this current moment, I just have 1 second. I just have to. I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna just mute myself real quick.
Okay.
I just something happened upstairs real quick in one moment.
Okay. Well, while Jasmine's getting her stuff worked out, I'll give you just a few housekeeping things that we like to share with everybody. I'll be keeping an eye on the chat. So if you've got any questions for either Jasmine or myself, drop those into chat. I'll be monitoring those and we can share them. Jasmine also has a bunch of resources that I've got links to over here. And as we go throughout the show, through the 90 minutes, I'll be dropping in links so you can also check out those types of things. And in general, I would say, it's good to follow both myself and Jasmine on Twitter. You can check me out at Jason Hand, and Jasmine is Paladique, Paladique. She also has a Twitch channel by the same username, so you might check that out. I'm on Twitch as well. It's Jason Hand 24. So with that, welcome all of you to the show, to the live stream. If you're new to this live stream, to All Around Azure, we typically cover lots of different topics, but all related in some form or fashion to technology that's found on Azure. So we've talked about things like logic apps, and we've done artificial intelligence and machine learning. And today we're going to be doing a little bit of IoT stuff. So yeah, let's see if Jasmine's back with us. Jasmine, how are you? Everything good?
Yes, I'm back. One of the things about living in New York, every once in a while we have some apartment issues. So the person who came to work on it came today. So it's just a little unexpected, but we're still good. We still got this under control. So yeah.
Cool.
So I'm working, as you mentioned before. Yeah, I'm doing great. I've been doing a lot of stuff with IoT recently. I'm not very as somebody who has like a background in mostly like web and .NET. This is kind of new territory for me. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Right now, for this stream, I have been thinking about just things like productivity, especially now that we're all home. And so one of the things that I think of is the Pomodoro timer. So I thought it'd be really cool to like try and make a browser extension out of it. And if you search like any like browser extension store, you probably see a lot of timers. I was trying to think of to add a little bit of twist to it by making it IoT controlled. So I have a MX chip here that I have set up with some code, and I'm going to walk through it in a second here. And one of the cool things about this chip is that it's easy to integrate with Azure through the IoT hub. All the configuration that I had to do for this chip, I could do right here in VSCode. So I'm just going to walk through what I've done so far. So in my main device .ino file here, importing some files, and I took a project, like one of those getting started projects from the MX chip site to get started. As I said before, I'm pretty new to hardware stuff. So walking through here, one of the first things that you have to do is make sure that you're connected to Wi-Fi. And this is actually a very hard lesson for me because when you configure the board, you connect to Wi-Fi. It's one of the first things you have to do. You have to set that up. And in the code, I didn't realize you had to start or like initialize Wi-Fi for you to be for you to communicate with the IoT hub. So on the board here, there's this little there's these like blue lights on well, it'd be my left side, so it might be your right side, that signify if it's connected to Azure and if it's on Wi-Fi. And because the code that you're looking at on the screen is already uploaded to the board, then that means that my code is saying here that I'm connected to Wi-Fi and I've already configured for Azure. So
okay, cool.
So yeah, so I did that, and then the next step was to have a way for someone to start and pause the timer. So as you saw on the screen, it says start with B, and that's what you can see here in the code. And then moving along here in this loop function, I have this little function here called toggle timer to turn the timer on and off. And then on the, and I'll just actually run it. So when the timer is on, you will actually see the, I'm just making see it. I'm sure I know where the B button is. You can actually see where, see the timer being elapsed. So
yeah, okay.
It takes a second to be configured here.
Real quick, Jasmine, yeah. It was probably only 5 years ago that I discovered what these timers are. Can you give us a little like story about what these, why are they popular? Where are they? What's the use case for them? That kind of thing.
Yeah, sure. So it's the Pomodoro timer. It's the way that folks usually adopt it is, take 25 minutes to focus on a specific task with 5 to 10 minutes of break. And the idea of, kind of having like work versus rest cycle. I know that there's, been articles about it. I don't remember the actual term for it, but it's just a way to, one practice of just of productivity, of like dedicating this 25 minutes to on this one thing, and then taking a break. As we know,
Yeah.
we're all sitting behind this desk, especially if you're doing stuff like on a computer all the time. It's so important for us to get up, walk around, and rest. And sometimes, but even also in being in front of the computer, it's so easy to like drift off to like Twitter or GitHub or whatever is going on online.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Pomodoro timer is meant for you to say, okay, give this one task 25 minutes, just focus on this one thing. So yeah, this is one of the things that has like been very helpful for me.
I think for me, I think of it as like time boxing your productivity. Like I used it for the very first time I heard about it was when I was doing a writing project for O'Reilly. And I've always been the kind of person who clears out like a couple of hours and just goes heads down and like just get it done. But after a week or two of that, I was feeling pretty burnt out and not feeling very productive. And so someone recommended just doing it in smaller chunks. Like, why don't you just write for 25 minutes, take 5-10 minutes off, get up, stand up, go outside, do something else, come back, set the timer again for 25 minutes. And it's like, as soon as the timer goes off, wrap up the sentence you're writing and literally stop. Like, don't let it go on for another 5 or 10 minutes or something. So anyway, it really forces you to work within time constraints, and it made me, I think, be a lot more efficient with my 25 minutes. It made me appreciate my 5 to 10 minute breaks a little bit more. I took a lot more of them. So anyway, yeah, just the term Pomodoro was kind of new to me, but now I have to admit I haven't sat down and like used one or anything like that for a while. But at the time it was super, super helpful. So
same for me. I don't use it all the time, but one of those, when I'm having a day where it's just like hard for me to focus, I definitely will pull out a timer and do some time boxing to get myself back on track.
Right.
Yeah. So what I just did was I opened the serial port so that I can communicate with my MX chip through my computer. So I'm going to start this timer again. Looks like it was giving me a few issues. So we're gonna try and do this again and see if the timer starts. Okay. Uh-oh. Unknown connection issue. Let's reset this. It's going to connect to my Wi-Fi, and then it should connect to Azure as well. Well, yep, that is connected. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, and here we go. There's a timer running, and if I pause it, oh, not with A, with B. It says pause to resume. It's supposed to say press B to resume. It's a little cut off, but and we actually can fix that in the code actually real quickly here.
What is this thing you're using? It's an MX chip. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's an MX chip. And what's so cool about it is that it's like pre-configured pretty much to work with Azure. And the cool thing about it is that along with this extension I'm using called the IoT Workbench, I'll just real quickly, the Azure IoT Device Workbench. It makes it super easy for me to configure all my stuff right here in VS Code. So on the bottom here, it's a little hard to see, but you can see that it's, it identified the type of board, serial port and things like that. So I can also see any logs and stuff about my board and its connectivity to Azure in this little in my output window here. So the timer is good, and I mentioned before this press B to resume text here is a little it's cut off, so there is an extra argument I can add here to wrap this code. So you can see in IntelliSense here, by default it's false, so I'm actually going to change it to true. So now the next time I run this, then it'll just wrap around. Great. So timer's working, and one extra thing that I want to mention here is now that like I said before, when I create my IoT hub, I get a connection string that I can use to configure my board and connect to Azure with. And once I have that all set up, I can start sending messages back and forth from device to the cloud and from the cloud to device, because I have configured my connection string. So in this code right here, that's what it's doing. So every time I pause the timer and resume the timer, it sends a message to IoT Hub saying the timer is paused or resumed. Right now, I don't know if I need to send the time elapsed. But we'll see if I need that a little later, because I have a feeling that there might be a little like some sync issues between the two timers on the device and on the browser. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Yeah. So that's connected. That's all good. And I'll just walk through. I'm going to swap my desktop here to IoT, or to the Azure, my Azure desktop here, and I'm going to open the IoT Hub so you kind of see what that looks like. And you can see here like the messages I use, the device to cloud messages that I've been sending here, and you can get even deeper with the metrics. You can have it for different days, or how you can have a chart for to show messages over time, like in past week or stuff. And so yeah, so that's one part of it. Now the second part of this is having it communicate with a web page, and furthermore communicating with a browser extension. So the part that I'm at right now is that I have a little Node app here that I'm going to open up right here. Yes, I have a little Node app that I started, and I went to the Event Hub's, the Azure Event Hub's documentation, because when you have an IoT hub and you want to get messages from your IoT hub onto your web page or something else, there is and I'm actually writing JavaScript, so I'm using JavaScript, the Event Hubs module, to get my messages. So I know that sounds really weird, but IoT Hub and Event Hubs have some very similar functionality. I'm not very, like I mentioned before, I'm not very versed on IoT, but so I don't know exactly specifically what those things are. But the way that it works is that I'm allowed to use the Event Hub's API to grab the IoT Hub events from the IoT Hub. So that's what I've done here. So I copied my endpoint from the portal, and I have copied some samples from the Event Hub's repo. And so this sample was getting a device to cloud extracting a device to cloud message from IoT Hub so that it shows up in Node. So I'm just gonna clear my terminal here. And so this would be the next step for me to communicate from my device to the web. So if I do node index.js and I run my timer again, which I've reset, and I press B, I should see that message that I got that I've been sending to IoT Hub. And let me just restart.
And by the way, for the people on the call or on the stream, I dropped in a link to the docs for IoT Hub.
Awesome. Okay, so I reset my board here. I'm going to click start with B. Timer is going. Great. Yes, my all my console.log stuff here. So like I said before, this is all like just a sample code. So I haven't really done too much more to it. So if I press B again, you'll see that there's a message that says timer started, and then I should get another message coming here that says timer paused. Awesome. So where I left this was one of the challenging things that I had to figure out was when you get the message from the IoT Hub, from your device, from device to IoT Hub, and you're getting it, and you're listening and subscribing to the messages that are coming in, they come in as a buffer, or that data comes in as a data type of buffer. And for me, I don't have much experience with that, but what it is my message. And so this line right here on line 23 it converts that buffer to a string. So what you're seeing here is where it says, buffer, like data, all that stuff. And where it says timer paused, that's actually this converted into a string. So, and I don't actually think I need the rest of these other console.logs here. All I really want is the message for now. So I'm going to just comment that out. By the way, if you don't know that short key for commenting a bunch of lines out, you highlight those lines and then press Control forward, and I guess it's Command / on Mac. But it's a handy little trick for you. Nice. And then if you want to uncomment, you do Control / again, and it'll uncommon. Also works on Visual Studio. That's actually where I first learned it, and I tried it just like kind of like mindlessly in VS Code, and I was like, oh, I forgot it still works here.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So I'm also going to comment out this console.log. Okay, so now, oh, actually, I'll also comment out this here. So, yeah, okay. So if I press this one more time, let's see what I get. Great. It's good enough for me. Okay. Actually, I would have to stop this to actually see just my message. Anyway, that looks good. Now, the issue that so this is pretty much my stopping point here. And the issue that I am running into now is that you cannot use Node with in a browser extension in the way that you would normally do with typical app development. So from what I have searched for so far, you need to use something like the package Browserify that will take anything that is specific for Node and bundle it up into a JavaScript file that you can add on that you can reference in an HTML file and use. So that's where I'm at right now. Okay. So I've installed the Browserify module, and if I just and I've installed it on the command line as well, so that this required to my .env and the event hubs package will all be bundled into a file that I want to call app.js. So if I type, I'm just going to clear my console here and go call Browserify, and I'll do index.js and then app.js. And I am running into an issue here. So it's saying that it cannot find the module Azure/Logger. And the funny thing is that it's already here in my Node modules. It seems like it's complaining because Logger does not have this @ symbol in front of it. And I don't think that if I rename Logger to just @Logger, put @Logger in the front here, that will be helpful. So that's kind of where I'm stuck at. Yeah.
The Browserify thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give us a little more background on what that is?
Oh, sure. So in Node, when you want to use a package this line here on line 5, you would use either require or import, or the keyword require import to do that. But if I were to use this index.js and reference it in like a HTML file, I'll see an error that says requires something like require is not defined. Essentially, JavaScript doesn't know what require is if I'm trying to use it in the browser. So what Browserify does is that it bundles everything that you need to use in any of your packages that you're using this require keyword for, and it puts it into a separate file that you can reference and use in the browser. So that's essentially from what I understand.
Okay.
So and the other challenge is that with the browser, with a browser extension, you're still it's still essentially, it's still web development. You have, this HTML file, and you have, you have this JavaScript code, but you can't use Node the same way that you would use it to deploy to a website or, website development. So that's why I need Browserify in this situation here too. So so that's the challenge now. So doing this again, looking at my error, I'm unsure why it thinks that my logger directory, or my log directory, does not live in here. So that is the issue that I'm having. So anybody that might be watching, if you know why,
help from the audience.
Yes, help me, please.
Well, the good news is we have just over an hour of time.
Wow.
So we can sort through this. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Fingers crossed. Because
I don't know. It's been one of those weeks.
Yeah. Because we have these two. We have the technology, and we have we're like kind of. I feel like I'm like kind of like more than halfway there, because I have my device talking to the cloud, my the cloud talking to my Node app. And if I were able to just bundle this with Browserify, I could insert this into a browser extension and we'll be pretty much closer to a timer in the browser and and on the device.
Got it.
So, yeah. So what I've been doing is kind of going through Browserify's documentation, and yeah, I'm unsure why it feels like I need like maybe like one of these advanced options to have it work properly.
You said you had Browserify installed locally?
Yeah, so so I need to do that. I had to install Browserify locally, globally, and I'm assuming locally on in just like my Node modules here, I assume. And as for me, like I mentioned before, I don't do much Node development. So some of the packages I'm not very familiar with. So this is my first time working with Browserify. So if I type Browserify in here, that's how I know it's installed, at least globally on my computer. Because one of the things about NPM is that NPM, you can install packages on your app, but you can also install like global tooling and like CLI tools. Like for example, the Azure CLI, you can actually install through NPM. So yeah, so you don't have to like go through like getting like going through an install wizard or anything like that to use it.
Hey, I just thought of something too, because we were talking about this before we got started. Is over in Microsoft Learn, we just released a new Node.js JavaScript learning path with a bunch of, it's like 5 modules. So let me grab that link and put that in chat too, because I think regardless of what we're doing here today, this seems like a really solid like entry point into Node for those that looking to get caught up. So let me get a link for that, and I'll share that in chat too.
Awesome, cool. So yeah, I'm gonna just like take a look at these advanced options here and see if I can understand what I need to do for Browserify to find this logger thing here. Let's see. Azure logger. Okay. Yep.
There's also some decent, I guess, IoT hub learn modules too that we discovered. We grabbed some of that too.
Yeah. And what is really neat about IoT Hub is that they make it very, very easy for you to integrate with other Azure services. So, while I was like thinking of like the things I could do with this, it's really easy. There in the IoT Hub, you can go to like there's an area called events, and you can actually create like a new Azure function or logic app, or or even an actual event hub if you want to send any more messages to other like more than one subscriber if you'd like. And it's really easy to set up in the portal, which was really, really nice. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything obvious. Browser field, nope. Ignore missing. Oh, ignore require statements. Nope, that's probably detect the presence of global, process global, insert globals. Common separate of global variables to detect and define. Let's see. All right, browser bundles this file. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So build command to a bundle. Yep. Starting at main.js. All the modules that require main.js are included in the bundle. Yep. This all makes sense to me. And this is the step that I'm on right here. So yeah. I just don't know why I can't find it. But you know what? What we'll do is we'll walk through just creating an extension. We'll just install, we'll get an extension here in my browser here, and then we can come back to this. Maybe somebody will have some better, will know something about Browserify and help me out.
See if I can find a link for Browserify.
Cool. I'm gonna close this mode module folder here and just create a new index.html file. And I'm just going to.
So browserify.org. I just put it in the chat. It seems like that's the main landing page. It says Browserify lets you require modules in the browser by bundling up all of your dependencies. Very cool.
Yep. So in this case, my dependency is this event hubs and .env package here. So okay. So now I made my little index.html file. So that's one part of the extension, and the other part we'll just put something. Just put test here. Wow. TEST. All right. Okay, and then I need something called a manifest.json file. And what this does is it's pretty much a configuration file for a browser extension, so that it knows the name of the HTML file that you want to display, and some other additional things like any scripts or things like that you would need to include in your extension. So I do not remember the structure of the JSON file, so I'm just going to go on the Edge Chromium extension docs page and just copy it from there.
Okay. Chromium, I think that was one of our links too we were going to share, was the Chromium extensions. Yeah, I think this one here.
So let's go, we're going to go through the tutorial, and I just need a very basic manifest.json file here. Okay, awesome. There we go. Actually, let me scroll down a little bit more. Yeah. Let me just see the final version of, okay, let's copy this one here and we'll change it up. Name, we'll call it IoT timer, leave all that stuff, delete that description extension that is a timer. And we'll get rid of these icons. I don't want to use icons yet. If we get to a good point, we'll find a good stopping point. Maybe we'll go look for a cool icon. And then this pop-up here is actually just my index.html file. Okay. Great. So I think we're good.
All right.
All right. So let's just quickly test this out. So the way that this works is that because this extension isn't published to the Microsoft Store, I just created it here. I have to turn on developer mode to be able to install it. So you can't kind of see it here already, or oh yes, I can open up here. So the way to turn on developer mode in Edge is you just go all the way down here into the extensions area and just literally just turn it on.
Yeah, it's kind of cut off on our screen.
Oh,
are you saying it at the very bottom of the browser?
Yeah. So there's like a little like slider thing here. I'll just see if I can. Oh, I can also magnify if I remember how to do that. Yeah, I do not remember how to magnify.
No, you're good. I think that's actually better now. It's kind of the way we have our overlays with our video and our just different images on the stream, but that looks good. That's better.
Okay, cool. So yeah, there's a developer mode slider, and then once you do that, you go to load unpacked, and what that essentially means is that when you are ready to publish an extension to either whatever browser store that you want to use, there is a way for you to kind of put all your files together into like one single like file and upload it to the store. So because I have like my manifest and my index.html and potentially some other files, like maybe another HTML file or another 3 or 4 scripts, I could just package that up so it's all in like one little file. But I'm going to go to load unpacked.
Quick question, just looking over into the file names, I see index.js, and then is it manifest?
Manifest, yeah. Oh, thank you, manifest. It should be manifest.
I don't know if that would actually cause a problem, but
I don't know either. But this is just the way I've always known that I need to manifest a JSON file. But that could have been a big issue for me
somewhere.
If I need to name it that. Okay, so the name of this folder is timer, right? And where is this in my directory? Let's see. Just like copy my path here, and I'm going to load my unpacked extension here. We're gonna go up. Okay, so we're going to select this folder, and okay, great, wonderful. My little test, my timer, my IoT timer here is my little test thing is there. Great, okay. Looks like I got some errors. Let's see what those errors are. Oh, the extension includes, yes, I probably don't want any of that.
Keys.
Yeah. Oh, because what's that mobile? I guess my node module folder. So I need to like move my extension to a different directory.
Right.
So it's not like
that test directory might not exist or something right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, that was much faster than I thought it was going to be. So Browserify is the main issue now at this point. So yeah, so let's take a look. So let's just take a look at some searches here. So Browserify. Okay, this is on the Browserify repo.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, is there something that Browserify can, this is okay. When I call function require with the module name passed in a variable. Okay, okay. Code generated, restrict. Okay. This doesn't look like, yeah, this is definitely not my issue here. So this person's issue was that they were trying to, looks like they were trying to dynamically create the, or add the file name or file directory. It looks like that's something that you can't do with Browserify.
Okay.
So that's not my issue, thankfully. Right. So cannot find module for globals. That doesn't sound, let's see, module, special. I have a feeling that because, so what I'm going to search for is special, cannot find Browserify cannot find module special characters, because I have a feeling, I wonder if this like, this ampersand symbol is like making Browserify upset. I'm not sure, but we'll see.
All right. Looks like you've been in that stack. Did you look at that Stack Overflow?
Oh, let me just
link?
back up here. Open up the tab, because
that's how we program. We
yes,
check Stack
absolutely.
Overflow.
Yes, and it's so satisfying when you figure your problem out and you can close all the tabs. I am looking forward to that moment here.
Yes.
So let's see here. So I'm gonna go to that other the first tab that I opened, and see if I can figure it out. Cannot find module when trying to bundle many JS files, which is not really my issue here, because I only have one thing here. When I try to run app main, okay, static bundle, okay, that might not. Try adding dot to your path. Actually, I'm gonna close this in this other tab. But okay, so let's see here. Don't think, I'm on a Windows machine, so I don't think this dot in my path looks like it would be the issue. Okay. Let's see here. Close that tab for now. So this person's creating a Backbone app, and they're trying to bundle, use Browserify to bundle it up. And okay, they had an issue after with some code issues with their code, some undefined. Okay, require Backbone. Nope, that looks, yeah, this looks like that's some stuff with jQuery that they had issues with. So that looks like, I wonder if it's the same. Oh, okay, yeah, this is like, looks like it's something specific to Backbone. Let's see, cannot find, oh, this is, yeah, that's just issue with Browserify. Let's see, cannot find, oh, nope, cannot find module require. Nope, man, let's see, external aliases, go Browserify, cannot find, nope, in a React project.
And what are the special characters? Do you think it's that at symbol?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I called the ampersand earlier. It's a at symbol. Yeah. I have a feeling it might be that, but then I tried to remove it and like tried to do like npm install Azure event hubs, and like that didn't work either. And normally you're not supposed to have to mess with like anything in the node modules folder, but I'm wondering what would happen if I removed the ampersand, or the not ampersand, the at symbol here. Because I kind of like feel like at this point I'm like grasping at straws as to why Browserify won't let me bundle this, and why it can't find this logger thing here. So I'm just gonna gonna rerun that command again so everyone can see what the issue was. So can't find this module Azure/logger. Oh, ooh, event. Oh, interesting. Okay, I think I have some more information here. So it's saying it cannot find module Azure@logger from Azure/event-hubs/distribution/dist. Okay. Okay. I wonder. I wonder if it's looking for it in this folder. Cannot find module. Yeah, I mean, I wonder why it's thinking it would be there. Interesting. Visual event hubs. I have a feeling it's just like some like directory thing that I don't understand.
I'm gonna drop a link into chat for you.
Okay.
Something I found over on NPM's page, specific to Azure Event Hubs.
Okay.
I don't know if this is helpful at all.
Okay, so open this up. Well, that's just gonna copy that link. Copy the link. And paste it in here. Okay.
But this, I don't know. It says it's been deprecated, so I don't know if it's really the same
thing. Let's see if I can take me here. Oh yeah, it looks like they might just like change up a few things. But either way, yeah, the NPM page here. Let's see. Azure require, okay, that's, oh, here, I'm gonna use that. Maybe I'll look up, I don't know, Azure NPM browserify, I don't know, Azure NPM, browse. Oh, no. It was so I guess an effort, but nothing helpful.
Okay, no, I wasn't sure if it was helpful or not.
Oh yeah.
I just did a quick search for I think require and then at Azure Event Hubs to see what that came up with.
Yeah. Yeah, and I wonder.
Can we pull up the error message again? Was that in the output?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna just make this a little smaller. And so yeah, cannot find module Azure logger from this Event Hubs distribution folder. Oh, I guess. And I'll show you exactly where it's supposed to, where it's complaining about. It's complaining that it's not in here. I wonder, well, I thought I had an idea, but then I lost it. It's like looking, it seems like it's looking in the wrong place.
Mm-hmm. Is it possible, have you made any changes with Node lately? Have you installed any updates or anything? Do you know what version of Node you're on?
Yeah, I'm on 12.16. Oh, yeah. Let's see what Browserify wants in terms of Node version. Okay. So in this Browserify documentation, they call it the handbook. They kind of walk through like the require and exports code for Node. So for those of you who might be new to Node, requires how you import a package, and export is how you would, I guess you could say, distribute or share a package with other JavaScript files. And so they're kind of just giving you an overview of just what those things do and how they work, and then it tells you how to use Browserify to bundle up everything that you've done on a Node page or in a JavaScript file that's using Node or using require or exports to bundle it into one JavaScript file. So this is what this line is doing here.
Got it.
But let's see, Browserify cannot find a module in this directory.
And actually, I wonder if we added in the Azure logger, like the actual, because it's not the Azure or not the Event Hub, right? It is an Azure/logger that was part of the.
Yeah, and it's looking for it in Azure/Event Hub/distribution. So I'm wondering why it's like trying to go in there instead of just looking in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah. I mean, that require shouldn't. There wouldn't be another require that we had somewhere, is there?
We could try and see what happens.
Like if you added online, like between 4 and 5, another require for Azure logger. I don't know. I'm totally guessing.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, that sounds like it.
YOLO. Let's
answer
do it.
To me.
So,
okay, answer. So Azure logger. Okay. I don't think I need to save it to a constant or anything like that because
what's with the ellipses that's shown up under the require at the beginning there?
File is a common JS module. Oh, it can be referred to ES6 module. It's just another way for me to write.
Okay. It's not
require.
Gotcha. It wasn't like a syntax problem somewhere.
No.
All right.
No, not that I know of. But I don't know. Maybe Browserify likes this better. Let's just see. Let's try that. Whoa. We got something new. Import and export.
New errors. It's progress.
Yeah. Let's see. Import and export. Only group here with source type module while parsing. Interesting. Well, it doesn't look like it likes import too much. So we're gonna just undo that. Okay. Okay. Still can't find module Azure logger. Oh, from projects
timer. What's inside that?
Let's see. This is my root directory right here. Oh, it's looking. Oh, I see. It's looking for it in my root directory, which it definitely is not.
Yeah.
The plot thickens. Okay. Why is it thinks? I wonder if Browserify would prefer if I have things that I'm using in like separate directories. Like if it's like complaining that like I'm just putting everything in my root directory, which I normally do when I'm like trying to like code, and then after everything works, then I make everything pretty. So I could also try this putting this referencing this directory character here. I mean, let's see.
Relative path.
Yeah, relative path. There you go. Yes, thank you. Okay. So now try to look in now I try to look in the root directory. So that's
Mhm.
definitely.
Could we give it the specific path of C? What was it? C users Jasmine, something like that. Like tell it explicitly where it's at.
Yeah, we could try that. See, that helps distribution. Let's see. Like, so like the whole.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
not sure it's best practice, but just hard code in exactly where its file is supposed to be.
Yeah. Let's see. See what happens when I do that. Cannot. Didn't like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that's really the right way, but.
Yeah, but I mean, something, because I am running out of ideas. I could also try. This is probably terrible. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say maybe we open from like a Windows Explorer, open up users Jasmine projects timer,
and
just see what's in there.
Yeah,
not
sure.
from within VS Code.
Okay.
Something like not displayed or I don't know, some weird thing.
Yeah. Let's see. So package.lock. My extensions in here. My node module. Yeah. View. I always forget how to view hidden files, hidden items. No, hidden items are visible.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Strange.
Yeah, I wonder why it's thinking that it's here in this distribution file. Or distribution directory. What's so special about it? So let's see. I'm just gonna come back up here, because this is where the code is for the Event Hubs package.
Mm-hmm. The logger directory does not have an @ sign, an @ symbol. Would that matter?
Yeah. So that was my first thing.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But so it's looking for where is the error? Oh, here. Let's run this again. So it cannot find. Oh, this is a different error. Cannot find module Azure. Oh, because hubs. I've been hubs. Cannot find module Azure /logger from node modules, Azure, Event Hubs, distribution or dist folder. So why can't, I'm just gonna open this up real quick just to be curious. Interesting. How does it find? How it's supposed to find this? I wonder if it probably can't find it because Azure Logger is outside of the directory. Which is interesting because I'm still able to use Event Hubs. The code runs. So I'm curious.
Hey, wait a second. What about single quote versus double quotes?
Oh yeah. I always do that. Coming from .NET, I'm just so used to doing double quotes for everything.
Yeah,
so
I just saw some of the others had single quotes.
It took a second, so I was like, oh no, was that it? Nope, it's still
doesn't like it.
Still complaining. Well.
Okay.
All right, well. Here's what I'm thinking.
Okay, lay it on me.
So I'm thinking we could, instead of doing Node, or sorry, instead of doing an extension, we could just try and make this just a simple web page,
Okay.
and then come back to Browserify and see if we can figure that out after. Because whatever the issue is here in Browserify, I feel like I'm like just very unsure.
Yeah,
sure of what's
and it
going
feels
on.
like an environment thing too.
Yeah.
Like something's Okay, well, that's cool. We can
Yeah.
let's experiment. We got still another 30 minutes. Although we don't need to use all of that. I will say we can always have a follow-up show and pick this up, at another point. So, but if you want to try something else for the next 20 minutes, for the next we'll say 15,
Okay.
20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And see what we got.
Gotcha. Sounds good. Okay. So, web page Node. I need something for routing, and I don't like.
We've got a suggestion in chat.
Yes.
Double / maybe within the require.
So, with the ampersand sign.
Let's see here.
Or not ampersand. I keep on calling it
VSCode
ampersand.
does it. Says with the full path. I don't know if that's what they mean or not. Double / maybe with require.
Okay.
I would say, seeing some of the other files, it didn't look like it required that, but yeah, that doesn't look right.
I don't know. Let's give it a shot. Let's try. Okay. Let's try 1 / Oop. And okay, nope, didn't like that. And then lots of errors. Same errors. Interesting. Oh, interesting. Nope. Oh, that makes me sad. It's so close.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Let's see. Web page. Routing.
Yeah, well, we can just move on to the next thing you wanted to try.
Yeah.
Instead of
But if anybody has any more suggestions and have experience with Browserify, definitely let me know. Okay. So, routing, and I don't know how JavaScript developers do this, but like some people just remember like these packages off their head. And so what the next package that I need is something just to that will serve this. I'm just going to use the same HTML page that I have now that will serve this page for me. Not request. Node page routing package. Express. Yes. Okay. That's it. Express. Okay. Oh, yes. Great. Easy to do. And actually, let me install the package first.
I was about to say, do you have that locally?
Save. I don't know if I still have the right save. Express. Can someone, if any of the people who are watching can tell me if I still need to use the save keyword or the save thingy here, let me know. I just never know anymore. I've sworn I've like done it with and without it, and it's been fine. So if anybody.
Well, so SK does it. Says I think you have to escape the / in C:// I just put it in our chat with each other. Double / That's what they're saying.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So
check the chat, the Skype chat, and it should have.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you got it.
I think you have to escape the / in C. Yeah. Okay. So, when I up here. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where I'm supposed to escape.
SK does it. Which line are you talking about?
And while we are getting that, I'm going to just go ahead with Express here, and let's just put it, I don't know.
And they said line 5.
Line 5. Oh, okay, cool.
So I'm guessing right there. So within the require, so within the parentheses.
So paste that, okay. And so, but outside of the quotes, or?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe SK, if you can help us out here, or just drop in the chat exactly what you're thinking that require should look like. We'll just copy and paste it in.
Yes, please.
Team effort.
Yes. Express, okay. Website. Okay. All right, I think we're good. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I feel like there's like a static page thing that I have to do, and yeah, there definitely is. I do not remember how to do that, so I'm going to look more into the Express documentation here. Express, getting started. Static files, there we go. That's what I need. Interesting. Having some issues. All right. Express static file.
I just shared with you in chat our latest suggestion of require, what that looks like.
Okay, thank you so much. All right. Require. Okay.
And then I'm guessing the
so the stars and then the Azure event hubs.
I'm not sure that the stars stay. I think that's supposed to be C colon / and then the Azure stuff.
Oh, so like the entire directory. Okay, yeah. Let's see. Let me just put it up again. Just to double check. So like, let's see, event hubs. And then
I believe probably need to change all those slashes. Escape those, change them to forward.
Oh, okay.
I'm not totally sure, but that, I don't know. Doesn't feel right going backslashes. But then again, I'm not a Windows person, so it just always looks foreign to me when I see that.
Honestly, I never remember any of these things. So like, you know, so definitely sometimes tabs are twice as large. So let's see here. And then actually, interesting, I'm still getting the same error.
Yeah.
Boo. So
well, but that, I think that maybe confirms that. Well, I don't know if that confirms anything actually.
I mean, it confirms at least that both of these are right too.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a valid address.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So static files, serve static files, Express. Okay. So app use, yep. Let's see, app use Express static. Access static public. Let's see. Okay, you can load. Okay. Root, express.static, the root, and okay, got it. And then, so what this docs is telling me is to serve my HTML page, because Express is just it's a routing package, and I have to specify. So you can do things like your typical HTTP request, so like GET, POST, and all those things. But you can also serve static files. So in the Express docs, what I'm looking for is to serve my HTML file here, and so in this app.use code here, which actually needs to be below all this here. Okay. So that I can use my file. So now, if I do static, but I don't have a public folder, so I'll and which means that I'm now using just my root directory, which it might hate, but we'll see. And then I think I should be able to just npm, node index.js, say my file. I should be able. Okay, I think we're good. So at localhost 3000, probably from history. 3000. Yep. Oh. Okay, great.
Cool.
So that, at least that works.
Yeah.
All right.
Something.
Okay, so in fact, now with this console.log stuff that I have here, I actually might be able to see it here in my console if I do it. So I'm gonna run my little device here.
Show that off in the camera again. For those that joined later, our little what do we call this? The MX chip.
Yes, MX chip. Yep.
MX chip. And is that just USB connected, I guess?
Yeah, it's just connected to my computer, and I actually could just disconnect it from my computer, but I've been having it just in here just as a power source. But at this point, now that the code's uploaded, all I need is just a power source to have it on and use it, because it's connected to Wi-Fi now.
Got it. Okay, cool.
So I'm gonna start my timer here, and my timer has been started, and it's been paused, but it does not show up in my console here, and that's fine. We can actually just make it show up in on the page, because now I believe, I do not remember how to do this, but I believe I should be able to how would I do this? Okay, let's get a little text or a div here, and we'll give it an ID. Just a timer.
And just as a quick time check, we got about 15 minutes. Yeah, we're good. We're good. I just want to give you a heads up. But yeah, we got about 10, 15 minutes or so before we'll start wrapping things up.
Got it. Okay, cool. So, serving the index page, and now at this point, let's see. If anyone remembers, So what? Okay, so I guess I'll just talk through what I'm trying to do. So now that I have my page is served, and I have my little div here, and what I want to do is just get my timer messages in my index.html or my div here, so that it just like shows up whether I pause. But the problem here is that this is, you know, a back end app, and you know, I'm not the only thing I'm doing with the only, I guess, the relationship between these two files here is that now I can serve this to my page, but I am trying to remember how to. I feel like I have to use I have to use Express to serve my messages so that they get sent to my index.html file. And I do not, at the top of my head, remember how to do that. So if anybody remembers or just has any ideas of how I should be using Express to get those messages I'm getting from my IoT chip or from my my IoT hub to my page, I'd appreciate it.
Is there a link that you were using or in your browser that was talking about that? Okay, there it is.
Yeah, yes, right here. Okay. So
you want to maybe share that link with me, I'll put it in chat. Everybody can have the same page.
Absolutely. I'm gonna share it in here. Paste that, and create a virtual prefix. Okay. So I can't serve. Basic routing. Let's just go on to here. Maybe it'll go to post request. Send. I could respond to delete request to the user. Route. Let's just look through. Just looking through the docs here. How do I render? Okay. Oh, if you have a static file with the res.send file function, if you're serving using express.static middleware function.
What?
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just reading through also that send file function. Is that part of your index.js somewhere?
Yeah, I don't think I need it. If you have because I was just, I mean, I think, specific files and file if you're using many assets from a directory, use express.static. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just saying that I could specify that index.html file, or I could specify, or I could just mention, I can either mention the specific file to use as static or a directory to read from where I would be expecting, where it would expressively expect static files to be. So HTML or like an image file or something like that.
Got it.
Yeah, so, okay. So here's what I'm thinking. Consumer client, okay, so, because printing to this console, but I just want to print just my page console here. How do I get it to my static page here? So I could do, because if I do this, actually it takes me to, let's see what it does. Oh, because I don't have it on anymore. Let's see. It shows me this hello world message. But okay, I think I have one thing that I think I could do. Okay, so whenever I get, oh, interesting. I think I might have an idea. So this consumer slot client subscribe code is what I see down here when my timer starts and pause. Because I remember this is the message that I'm sending from my device.
Yeah.
So I think I should be able to, and it's calling this print messages function right here. So and now that I have Express set up, I think I could just do app.get. Let's try. I don't know. We'll see what happens. App.get. And do it inside of print messages for now. I'm just moving code around at this point. Not very pretty, but do that and then take that message from here, get that message and put it in res.send. Let's see what happens. I do not know what's going to happen, but I don't know if I'm feeling too confident about this. It looks wrong to me, but we're just going to try it anyway because
it all looks wrong to me. I don't understand any of this stuff, so you're doing great.
Thanks. Let's see here. Okay.
Did you have to? Is it still running?
Yeah, it's running, and I'm resetting my device. Just take me a second. And there's definitely got to be a way.
Just curious, these little devices, what else are they used for? The MX chip, like what's some other projects that people would be using these things on?
So one cool thing about the MX chip is that it comes with accelerometer, a magnometer, a gyroscope, and it also has a sensor for humidity and temperature. So you could like actually have it. There's like a few projects where I've seen where if like something has reached like a temperature threshold, you can tell an Azure function to send you a message.
So
about it.
It's not really like a Raspberry Pi, though, right? It's really meant to be more of a edge. What's the right word? Well, it doesn't. It's not like you hook up a monitor and a keyboard to it, right?
No, not that I've seen. I mean, it has this little display in here, but like I've never tried to hook it up to a monitor. And maybe you can, but you can hook it up to like audio. It actually also, you can also in its API, you can also record like your voice. There's one where you can use like it has where you can create a little translator. So you can use Azure Cognitive Services to like send your voice sample and then like have whatever translation you choose to show up on the screen.
Gotcha. Okay.
I've seen one where you can like send like a GIF to the screen here. Yeah, it looks like that was not successful. Okay.
Well, I put the link into chat for anybody who wants to look at them. Looks like they go for like around $39. You can get them a little cheaper if you buy them in bulk.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the card plus the micro USB.
Mm-hmm.
I like that little tiny display on there.
Yeah, it's like just like large enough and small enough, like large enough to be readable and small enough to be compact. And yeah, it's like setting up is like pretty straightforward. You like I mentioned before, you can set it all up in VS Code, but you can also just like when you put it in configuration mode, the device in configuration mode, it creates it emits a Wi-Fi signal that you can connect to, and then configure it from Wi-Fi. So like kind of like similar with like a router. You go to 192.168 whatever, and configure whatever router settings you want. It's kind of the same thing here, except you're just setting the Wi-Fi, your Wi-Fi that you use. Right. So it can connect to the internet. Yeah, so unfortunately that Express the idea that I had to express did not work. Um, and yeah, I am unsure. It'd be cool if I knew. I don't know off the top of my head if there's a way to like open like a tab, like a new tab from Node.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Open new tab in Node. Node. Create a personal tab with Node.js. Open a Node Selenium. So I think Selenium's a testing thing.
Mm-hmm.
And how to open URL in new tab. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see what this tells us. This is Node. Open new window. Well, yeah. This is HTML. I wonder. Oh. Open. Okay.
There we go. Assuming you have open install and you already installed it locally?
No, but it takes 2 seconds.
Yeah.
REST.redirect. HTTP. Okay. Nope, that's not it.
And we're coming up on time. We've got about 3 minutes or so
3 minutes?
before we're all up. So if if this doesn't work out, we can go ahead and start wrapping things up. I mean, this is sort of the thing that happens in a lot of shows that we do is we come in here with just a plan and we're going to try to sort it out together. It's not always a fully baked demo, but honestly, this is real programming. This is just like real life. It never works first time.
Yeah.
So eventually, I'm sure you'll figure out what the bug is, what the like missing comma or something.
Yeah.
And we can do it all over again. But in terms of IoT Hub and stuff that's on Azure, just in the last few minutes, like what are some things like that you've seen been done with IoT Hub, and not necessarily this particular little card, this MX chip, but what's some other fun stuff that people can do with IoT Hub over in Azure if they want to go experiment?
I would highly recommend definitely going to trying a sample first, especially if you're new, and just initially trying just sending some telemetry back and forth. And once you create the IoT Hub, you can either copy the connection string for that hub and set it and configure it yourself, or like through either a terminal or something like PuTTY to set that connection string on the device, or like I mentioned before, the IoT workbench. You can do it through that as well. IoT Hub Workbench.
And it looks
IoT
like there's
device workbench.
Yeah, and there's a lot of great extensions for VSCode too, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. There's a bunch of different ones here, and then so from there you can just set up the configuration, and then So my favorite one is the GIF one, and there's another one that was created by Cloud Advocate. Jim Bennett, he's like really, really big into the MX chip. He did this one where it hooks up to a fan. And I believe that there is some functionality in there if the temperature. Remember that I mentioned before that there is a temperature sensor on the MX chip. You could actually set up. You could have it record the threshold of the temperature you want the fan to come on. So you can do things like that. You could maybe if you have friends in a group chat or friends who like to send each other messages, you could send messages back and forth to your friends. There's all kinds of things that you can do. And the cool thing is just with the IoT Hub, it makes it easy for you to take whatever message that you sent to send from your device to IoT Hub, and then you can send it to multiple subscribers or multiple things that would be accepting that message. So
cool. A lot of little different fun little projects you can make with it, especially in the space of monitoring your environment. So we've come up on time, and although it wasn't a clean landing at the end here, I appreciate you sharing all this with us, and we definitely have to schedule another follow up.
Absolutely.
And get this thing working from front to back. So
Absolutely. I'm definitely going to work on this.
yeah. So thank you everybody who's joined us on the stream today. This has been another episode of All Around Azure, where we discuss all kinds of things related to Azure. And we'll have Jasmine on the show again real soon. And thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you again real soon. Take it easy.
Thanks, everybody.